Thank you very much. Commissioner Georgieva, thank you very much for your presentation today. In some ways, I suppose, after the UK referendum, I almost feel as though I'm looking at this from the outside in a way. There are a lot of things that you say which I fully agree with, that there is a need to cut red tape, that there is need to simplify structures, although, of course, whenever you try to simplify a structure, there always seem to be political considerations and political wills that try to make things even more complex again. I agree, and indeed I said to you a couple of years ago that any budgets must be results focused. I completely agree with that point. I wonder perhaps whether issues like subsidiarity need to be considered a lot more. I mean, I'm sure who doesn't want more Wi-Fi, but at the same time I don't see there's a reason why national governments aren't capable of making those decisions and doing things themselves. Why do these things need to be done at European level? But what we don't yet know, and I think what cuts to the heart of everything actually, is what date the UK is going to leave the EU. So firstly, I wonder if you agree with me that it would be better for the UK government to be ready sooner rather than later to be clear about the date of invoking Article 50, so that we have clarity on all sides with regard to timescales involved with Brexit. Secondly, I'd like just clear confirmation that there will be no interference with the budget rebate between now and Brexit. Thirdly, I'd like to ask what the position of the Commission is in regard to any shortfall of EU funding in the event that Brexit takes place between now and the end of this multiannual financial framework. And it seems to me that with Britain being a net contributor to the EU budget, that there would be some sort of exacerbation of the existing payments problem in the European Union. And finally, really just in terms of contingency planning, are there contingency plans being made in the event that it transpires that Brexit happens either faster or that takes longer than is currently being anticipated? Is there planning for all different eventualities in that respect? Thank you.
But my colleague from Great Britain mentioned something, and I found it interesting. Isn't it discriminatory that Norwegians pay £144 per capita and the Brits pay only £64 per capita? Following Brexit, shouldn't we reconsider this and change these proportions of who is paying what? Thank you very much for answering my very provocative question. Thank you.
I am obviously mindful that I cannot be credible without talking about Brexit, since it came in a couple of questions. And here is my answer. Short term, for the observable period of time, there would be no change, because all rights and obligations with regard to the budget stay. That applies to rebate, it applies to payments from the UK. And then we will have to see first what the UK is going to say about where they want to be and what are then the budgetary implications, and then we negotiate, and then we get where we get. I mean, we get to the right place. The right place meaning, hopefully, in a very difficult situation, achieve the best result for the UK and for the European Union. I would not speculate at all on would that mean less money, what we do if there is less money, because we simply don't know what model would the UK choose and what would be then the budgetary implications. But I can tell you that we are not sitting on our hands. We are, of course, working on I have my team here, we are thinking about this, we are working on it, but it is for the UK to come and say, we want to do this, and then it would be the moment of negotiations to follow.